Hi. Welcome to another episode of Shit. That's not doing no corny ass fucking jokes. We don't do that. Anyway, we've learned. You know, I'm keep trying to do it every episode in the beginning, but it's okay because he a hating person over here, so that's fine. That's fine. I am your wonderful and adorable Kao. We have down the round table again the fabulous Red with sneakers. She got sneakers on. Sneakers. Shout out to Dom for the sneakers. Look at you looking all coquettish. Mm-hmm. She got dressed for the occasion. I love it, guys. We have the, I can't call her Penelope Pitstop because I called Penelope Pitstop last week. I'm going to call her Smurfette. Wow. We have celebrity publicist Miss Katina Fields in the building.
Thank you, Droopy Smurf.
Oh, not Droopy. All right, girl. You know, you better leave me alone. We have the thicky DJ Trakrunner with no C runner in the building. Drum roll, literally. The Biz in the building. Biz and Biz, right? Biz and Biz. All right. And I already introduced myself. All right. Are you dealing with your shit? What's going on over here? What are you doing? All right. So, if you guys watched last week, that was a pretty cool episode, huh? Hip hop. We're gonna take a little curve this time around, and we're gonna talk about what, Dom?
Boy bands.
Damn, don't sound so excited.
She was not depressed. Can we try it again? We're going to talk about what?
Boy bands, I guess.
Boy bands, I guess.
We're talking about boy bands this week.
He's too excited. All right.
It's like YouTube shit. You gotta go, man.
Go for the boy bands. All right, so we're going to talk about boy bands. The old, the new, the in-betweens. We'll make them hot, we'll make them not. Pop, R&B, it don't matter. It's all about the groups. It's all about the musicality. It's all about the harmonies. We're going to leave it right here with Mother Nature. That's right. You better burn. So, normally, you know, I always like to start on the round table, but I'm going to pick on Smurfette over here because she can't really call me. What you going to pop a Smurf? What you call me Droopy? I ain't got no big ass. You better stop. All right. So, let's talk about boy bands. What do you think about when you think of boy bands?
I think of New Kids on the Block. I think of NSYNC. I think of...
Did I call Joseph? I mean, she Trakrunner? You say you think about who?
Huh?
You say you think about who?
New Kids on the Block.
That's the only thing that come on your mind when you
NSYNC.
think about boy bands?
I'm making a list. You asked me what comes...
She just said New Kids on the Block. I thought she was going to say Boys to Men.
I'm getting there.
Oh, she said New Kids
were,
on the Block.
You know, Boys to Men. I think of Drew Hill.
Oh.
I think of,
I see somebody came to the thing this morning. New Kids on the Block. I'm sorry. I love you guys.
Boy bands. Who else? New Edition.
Welcome. Yes.
Let's see.
She said New Kids on the Block, child. I'm sorry.
You know, hey.
Ooh, of course
There
she'll
you
say
go,
that.
Backstreet Boys.
You can't deny. I'm not even a huge Backstreet Boys fan, but you can't deny they were
can't.
like off it.
Yeah, you know, Backstreet Boys.
You know, Lou Pearlman will love you right now.
They
He will
had it
love
that way.
both of you. All the way. You know.
Jodeci.
Oh, come on! With them leather pants? I got a pair of shit. With the black one pair of leather pants? All right, come on.
You got a pair of leather pants.
I got a pair of leather pants. Yes, I do got
I got a pair of Jodeci pants.
I got Jodeci pants.
Ooh, yeah.
With the black
It's
pants.
a
Ooh.
You said it before we started. H-Town.
H-Town. Knocking boots, baby.
Right. Silk.
Ooh. She took it back.
Blackstreet. Well, that's not a boy band, though. That's more of a male group.
No, I think Blackstreet was a boy
You
band.
think so,
I think they
Blackstreet?
were the new Jack Swing boy
Okay,
band.
there you go.
Okay. All right.
Take it back to God.
Okay, come on, guys.
shit.
All right, I see you. All right. What about you?
Tony.
Okay, Tony. What about you? Jamaica. Yeah, you know, boy, that's not.
It's called me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jamaica.
I mean, I
Call
call
it on me.
I mean, shit, she named them. I mean, what?
She named all of them.
Yeah.
She killed all of them. She ain't named all of them, though,
Well,
right?
not all of
We
them,
gonna get
but majority, the top tier
Okay.
that you would see, like, you know, I mean, well, you named like at least what? 15, 20.
She named New Kids on the Block, so she took us all out.
Come on, New Kids on the Block, well, you know, they were that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I can't, you know, I mean, for me, I look at, when I hear boy band, I don't look at black groups. I look at,
Nah, man.
you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
the NSYNCs, you know.
I look at the group, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're, like, I'm like, Blackstreet.
Would B2K be boy band?
Basically, it's a boy band, yes.
Yeah.
Good boy
B2K is a
band.
boy
Immature.
band.
You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, you know, there are that. I mean, I just kind of, you know, look at it like pop bands,
Okay.
like pop boy bands would be
Like who?
would
Name,
be
name one that
with
she
the
didn't name.
NSYNC, with the, you know,
NSYNC,
with the
okay.
bands, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Right, you know.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're going to fly to Texas. All right, Texas, what you got to say over there?
Well, you got your boy band, you got your R&B groups, 112,
Okay,
Jagged
okay.
Yeah, I bought LSG album. The Bird, Sweat, Ill.
Yeah. What was it? Laverne, Keith Sweat, and
Johnny Gill.
Yeah.
And then it was Genuine and
That's TG.
That's TGG.
right.
Yeah. And then All
Okay.
for One.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you cheating? Nope. I mean, I got my stuff.
Wait, look at that.
No,
All for one.
Yeah, she
She
looking
cheated,
at
y'all.
her.
Look.
Oh my God.
I gotta be prepared.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
we going off memory here.
My memory ain't great, so it ain't great at all.
Okay.
Next.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. I like As Yet.
Oh. They made one of my, I call it my future wedding song. Hard for me to say I'm sorry. I know it's so selfish, but yeah, that's my wedding song. That's what my vote was singing to me on my hard to say. On to the deal.
There you go.
All right, wait, we're going to take it back there. I mean, I didn't do a year cap. I just said name R&B groups, but I mean, boy bands, I'm sorry. But, you know, I'm going to take it back.
Oh, you got, I forgot. Another R&B group that came a little later, Day 26.
Okay.
No, but that would be it. No, that's
a boy. I
that's
think they
a
boy
band.
bands, right?
Yeah.
Like,
All right.
because I get you. Like, I'm with you. Like, that would be a male group.
Right.
Like, would be like the Boys to Men.
Right.
Who should be like technically black artists. You know what I mean?
Right.
I
Right.
think they're boy band. I feel like, I mean,
But they would be
technically R&B
considered boy
groups,
bands.
but I feel like, for the sake of this
Right.
webcast and this episode,
Yeah.
let's call them
Boy band.
Boy band.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Let's fly to California.
You said Day 26?
Y'all,
No,
I
I
mean,
said New Edition.
y'all are killing me with like the
Yeah.
R&B groups and stuff.
Oh.
It's like,
It doesn't have to be R&B though.
I know, but still, like, just growing up, like, I just didn't, the only boy band stuff I ever got was, like, my sister. And she was, like, I mean, it was Backstreet Boys and a whole lot of NSYNC. I remember,
Right.
like, NSYNC was just huge for me. I had
Okay.
CDs, I saw the posters and everything. Justin Timberlake, obviously.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
that's that conversation later. But, that's kind of, like, where it stops for me. And it's like, I don't know, I think, like, the idea of boy bands is kind of fun, where it's
Okay.
like, oh, you have, like, each member, and each is, like, the certain, like, one. You know,
Right.
you have, like, the hot one, and, like,
Right.
the moody one. I think that whole kind of concept of the boy band and executing it is super fun.
So we're not going to talk about 98 Degrees?
I thought you didn't.
I brought
Did you say 98 Degrees?
I did.
So did we literally mention every boy band that comes to mind?
Up, not the 2010
I mean,
bands.
I want to say
Not
Backstreet
those.
Boys. I mean,
Blackstreet,
no.
yes.
Oh.
Beach Boys. I want to say the Beach
To me, I feel like
Boys.
they were more like rock, kind of.
I mean,
Boy band.
like I said, it's boy bands. Like, you can, I mean, can we?
Can you say that a boy band?
Because it's bands in it. Beach Boys.
What about, like, Fall Out Boy?
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah, I feel like they were this rock band.
Who didn't
Yeah,
know?
it's just a rock.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like,
Yeah.
it's but
Everybody
it's a
has to
band.
sing in the boy band.
You're right.
Yeah,
Everybody
everybody
has.
has-
Wait.
Sing and
Right.
Wait a minute.
Right, right.
Oh,
Everybody has
wait
to
a
sing.
minute.
I see what she meant.
Everybody ain't singing in sync now.
But
Everybody
they
is singing
harmonized
in
together though.
No.
When you
When they
think
don't perform together,
They
they weren't
perform.
playing.
they harmonized
Right.
together.
Okay,
They weren't
so
playing individual
I think
instruments.
of Drew Hill.
Yeah, I
Somebody
said
mentioned
that.
that you
Yeah.
said Drew Hill. Everybody ain't singing Drew Hill. Nokia was just a sex symbol. Nokia ain't sing. Not for Drew
he was
Hill.
the
No,
only
he
one
didn't.
not singing.
No, Cisco, blonde head ass, who was running around singing for
the-
everybody.
But they still harmonize.
You know that's my twin secretly. Shout out to Cisco. Hey, you know that's my twin. They is my twin. Everybody say I look like him.
What you just
Okay, well,
You gonna say this?
I think we mentioned, or what you gonna say this? Before we-
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think we mentioned all the boy bands.
Not the latest ones, but
Not the latest one. We're not gonna talk about BTS. He mentioned it already.
I just thought
Let's keep Dynamite off the
you
thing.
can't deny them as a boy
The
band,
Jackson
but
Five.
that's-
The Jackson 5, the Isley Brothers,
There's a Latin band
The
that
Gap
I'm
Band.
forgetting right now.
the
There's a
Latin
Latin
Menudo.
band.
What? Menudo.
No, not
this is
Menudo.
Ricky Martin.
There's a Latin band. There's a Latin rap band. Latin rap boy band that performed at the event on the Latin Grammys this past. No, MTV
I
Awards
love
this
how
past.
Biz be just giving me the underground shit. Like he makes me
They
go
be
home
Googling
and
Latin
research everything.
band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Latin.
Go ahead,
It's
Google
a
this.
Latin band. It's a
Okay.
Latin boy band, and
Okay.
they're
Dang, have you been on
they're kind of like the new B2K,
Oh.
but for Latin, but for
Is
the
it
Latin one.
CNCO?
Wait, so if we're gonna
Yeah, I think.
CNCO.
so if we're gonna consider
Mhm.
B2K, are we gonna consider Pretty Ricky a boy band?
Oh wow,
Ooh.
Got that fire! Got that fire! Yes, sir.
Yeah,
They
I'll
all
say
perform.
yeah.
They
Pretty
all
Ricky.
perform.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was 3 rappers and 1 singer.
Uh huh.
They all perform.
Okay.
And they were dancing together. It was kind of like choreographed.
So
Okay.
yeah, she said
Yeah.
one.
Do y'all remember Brother?
Yeah, I remember, brother.
Ooh, there you go. You remember Brother?
Little bit.
Ooh,
I've heard
look
the
at
noise
you.
before,
What about one?
Hey,
What
his skin just get darker and darker every episode. I love
about
it.
One Chance?
I don't know who that is.
What about
Usher had
JLS?
dropped another bit.
JLS was good. That was an
Yeah.
international one.
Yeah.
So nobody. So I'm so excited because none of them mentioned One Direction. Not one of them.
I said 2010 band. Should we mention them?
Oh.
Because this is
Yeah,
One
I said, go
Direction.
ahead, don't
Okay, let's talk about the new ones then.
Yeah.
So
Big
One
Time
Direction. Okay.
And
Who else?
Time. Gosh, oh my.
yeah, they were up
God.
there. Yeah.
Who was the people that's-
Disney, wasn't it?
I'm a Jonas Brothers fan.
Oh,
Lord.
Oh,
I'm talking about
That's not like a
now.
boy band, though.
that is kind of a boy band.
Kind of, sort of,
That
yeah,
is
because they're
kind of a
all
boy
singing
band.
together and playing.
So if we're gonna
Only one that don't sing is the dude that played guitar.
It's my Nick, not Nick.
The other guy.
Yeah, Joe, not
So
Joe.
if we're
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah, yeah.
so if we're
No,
gonna
not
talk
Joe.
about,
Yeah.
wait, so if we're gonna talk about the Jonas Brothers, then are we gonna include Hanson?
Hanson. Yeah.
Oh.
If
What
we
about-
think about
Okay, I love that. Okay, so
Menudo.
let's move on.
That's what I said,
Menudo.
Menudo.
So let's move on. So what made these boy bands so monumental in your heads? Like what gave them their umph? What about them was so fantastic for you?
I love the synchronized dancing.
Not all of them dance.
Like I know, no, not all of them.
Joey
dance.
Fatone.
No, but it's like I think, but like
I love
it's
him,
just
though.
the idea,
I love you.
and it's like the images you can create. Like I
Yes.
remember the branding and all the NSYNC pictures I saw,
Okay.
and all the pictures of the individuals. How like some of them were shot with fish eyes, some
Okay.
of them just. It was just cool, and that brand just stuck in my head so much. And like the music was catchy, like it was super catchy. Like you can't.
Shout out to Lou Pearlman. He did a fantastic job.
Yeah, you know, and even like newer ones, it's like it's hard to deny the catchiness. Like you grew up with March, I'm not a huge One Direction fan, I'm not a huge BTS fan. I still listen to a couple of their songs because it's like they're just so catchy.
Right.
They like you just can't like you can't help it. They get stuck in your head whether you want them to or not.
Okay.
And so like that's what really kind of it's almost like the formula, the literal like purpose for a boy
Yeah.
band is what got me into the boy band.
Right, right. I like the harmonizing, especially
Yes.
voice,
Yeah.
like Voice to Men to me, I think is the best ever.
Yeah, only a
harmonizing.
small amount of
I don't think anybody can touch them when it came to harmonizing and really singing.
So here, right. So Boyz II Men was everything. Boyz II Men gave me everything in my life. But there was just certain times in the music where Wanye, please go have a coffee break for 5 minutes, because he would just, he just, but you felt it though.
Right,
But it's just sometimes,
right.
come down a little bit, like
They had to get stuff.
enjoy.
And everybody had a chance to sing a part too.
Well, wait a minute.
Sean
No.
did, Wanye.
What
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Not every group. Again.
No,
No, she's
I
talking
said
about
Oh, what, Boyz II Men?
Boyz to Men, yeah. Everybody did sing a part.
Everybody sang, and what's his face, God rest his soul, talk. Cause you know they sing the thing. Oh no, here, girl.
Yeah. You know, that's what they did back in the day. Bring on the beat.
Everybody.
So, and who would you say that's like, that's, you know what I mean?
The highest boy band for me? Ooh, that's a good one. I think the highest boy band for me where everybody got a chance to shine, with the exception of one individual, Drew Hill. So Cisco bought it, right? Cisco bought it. Woody,
Right.
Woody, huh?
Right.
What
No,
other
go
bitches
continue.
Okay, so all right, that's fine. So Cisco bought it. Woody sold it because everybody slept on Woody. Nobody thought Woody would sing what he sang, but Woody sold it. Who's the big guy? The big guy.
Oh, I can't think of his name.
Not Teddy. It's not his name. No. I never made
I can't think of his name. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, like a dragon name or something, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, but I can't think of it.
Everybody slept on
Like
him.
Dragon.
It wasn't Dragon, no. It was, oh my God. Oh. What is his name? I know Billboard's going to research it. So what is his name? What's his name? And Nokia bought the looks. Like, Nokia ain't got to sing. Just look pretty in the
It's not
corner.
jazz, is it?
Just say, and even when they got the new member, because remember Woody left, and they got the new guy, the one with braids, that sang "I Love You." Even when he sang, the voices meshed so well. And also, I'll take it up there, NSYNC. And the reason why I bring NSYNC because when NSYNC sang a cappella, I'm sorry, did I take it from you? I'm so sorry.
No, you good. No, you
when
brought
NSYNC sang that song, I thought she knew a cappella, baby. The way they like they own that chord or that it was, but no, it wasn't that. It was not that studio.
You know what? I gotta change my answer.
They
I'm gonna take Boys to Men off the table. I got a whole
they sang their ass off. And normally with NSYNC for me, I felt like JC always took the lead and Justin was always behind them, looking pretty. But when they sang, I thought she knew the way them tones meshed, the melodics, the everything about it was so beautiful. And even when Joey Fatone sang his deep tone, it was so beautiful. So the definition of boy band. Did she just do that? They actually did sing live. Yes, they did sing live. They did sing live. And yes, they sound just like that. Yes. Like I said, Lou Pearlman is a beast. So yes, I'm gonna pass the torch. Go ahead, Texas.
I want to hear a shit.
Go ahead. What you want to say?
I want to change
Go ahead,
my answer.
Smurfette.
I think the best group boy band, whatever you want to call it, I've heard is Take Six.
Wow.
Nobody can touch it.
Wow. Yo, I haven't heard about them in so long. You better I'll throw this boot at you.
Go ahead. And I'll catch it and wear it. I'll catch it and wear it.
Yo, good one. Good one, Katina.
Right.
Good one.
Right.
Good one. God damn it. Okay. What about you, California? Trakrunner?
What? I just said.
Who's your best?
Oh, my best? Oh, I mean.
Don't say BTS.
No,
We gotta talk about
no.
classics. Okay.
No,
He said New Kids on the Block.
Got a bunch of hits.
Oh, NSYNC.
No, NSYNC
Oh,
for sure.
okay.
Like, it's funny that, like, I don't know why, like, yeah, NSYNC, just growing up, like, hearing my sister listen to that, and then I listened to the music too. Like, I remember the first song I got into them by them was Dirty Pop.
So you notice how anytime
Yeah,
he
I
talks
know.
about a boy band, he protects his masculinity by always referring to his sister. Yeah,
How was that protecting my masculinity?
You don't want to talk about how much you love the boy band?
No, I'm not at all. I'm not protecting it at all. I have no problem saying I loved NSYNC. They were
Well,
great.
you're
Their
saying
music
your
is
sister
fantastic.
introduced
My
you
sister
to
got
it.
me into it.
The way
Right.
my sister heard that album, so you didn't buy not one boy band group?
No, I wasn't old enough to.
Damn.
Like,
What? Damn. What? Okay, damn. Our age is showing.
Press
okay.
me.
Okay.
No,
Definitely cool.
but no, like I was just listening to what she was listening to, and it's like she had CDs, I had a CD player, and I'd like borrow the CDs and I'd listen to them, and I was like, yo, this.
NSYNC can sing R&B now. Let's get into it. NSYNC can sing R&B.
yeah.
They were amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's yeah.
Okay. Texas? Because it's about to cause a debate. I know what she's about to say. Yeah. You are
Don't judge me.
my fire.
I'm a huge Backstreet Boys.
The one.
Backstreet Boys?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a, yeah.
Why? Let's talk about it.
Because she wants it that way.
You?
And Backstreet's back. All right.
Oh.
Don't get me wrong, I listen to NSYNC too, but I was feeling them more. And I like that all of them sung a lead at some point. But NSYNC was only just two of them.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, majority of their songs, it was always
JC and Justin.
JC. But with Backstreet Boys, all of them sung a lead.
Okay.
And I love that. And everybody was showcased.
Just like the prediction, all of them songs.
Yeah, and that's what I said, like,
We're gonna talk about New Edition.
Like-
I got sister, I got you.
New Edition is also my favorite too as well.
Of all
My
time.
favorite song is Can You Stand the Rain? That's my favorite song.
Do I know her?
Johnny Gill tore that up.
Whoa.
I can't listen to that these days.
Oh, man, I know. He bought the grown man too, okay?
Yeah.
Woo. Child, when I got Mike Bivens, that was his part of the song.
BBD.
That was
we
amazing.
forgot about
We
BBD.
forgot about BBD. All right.
Right.
All right, Biz. It's you.
I'm with her. Being a musician here, musically, sonically, as far as like commercial records, selling records, it would be Backstreet.
Really?
Now, as far as like picking up production, learning how to write, learning how to learn stuff, yeah, I'm going to Blackstreet. I'm going to.
Teddy
I'm
Riley.
New Jack
I'm
Swing,
going
baby.
home. I'm going
He created a
home.
movement.
I can't.
My homie
You know what I
created
mean?
a
Like,
movement.
like don't
Yes,
get
he
me
did.
wrong. If they was telling me like, yo, Biz, you had to listen to this, but you had to go and chill at their house, I was like, look, I'll listen to Backstreet. Like, I got you out there. I'll play drums to it and all of that. But if I had to go stay at somebody, it would be Backstreet. Blackstreet because of
Listen.
the production that came from behind that and the legacy.
And it goes all the way back
So-
to the 90s era, man. The
Right.
best
Those-
music of our
And
time.
Right. So-
Tony
Tone.
Tone.
The day that they didn't break up.
We forgot about Shy.
Shy.
My
Right.
But I know everybody thought they could sing on the
Make
Tone
it
Show.
known.
Yes. Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that was for me it would be if I had to pop band like boy band it would be Backstreet.
Well, I think like to your point earlier, I feel like it's all about. It wasn't about R&B, pop, something else. It was about the music and the musicality. And I think what was good about Backstreet Boys was that all of them did sing. What was good about NSYNC was that all of them knew their roles in that situation. Like I said, shout out to the Perlman. What was good about when we come to the R&B-ish side, Blackstreet, they started that New Jack Swing, so did Boys to Men, but they all can sing and sing wonderfully, and it's just like, man, like the harmonies, the 1/3, the fifths, like it just made you feel a kind of way in the lyrics and the melody, like it was just so amazing, and that's why they call it legitimately baby making music. And I think the reason why with Backstreet, with Shy, with H-Town, with who sang So For Real, who sang Should Have Let You Go, who sang Ain't My Love For You. It was on the Sister Act. Okay, with them, I feel like they Full Force, right? I feel like with them, like it just. They did, or whoever managed them at that time did their homework. Even though Audition, they did their homework. They studied the Isley Brothers. They studied the Jackson 5. They studied the Greats.
Like everybody studied the Jackson.
Everybody
They
said because baby,
started the
come
boy
on,
band.
they did start it. That's what I'm saying. Like it's so hard. Like, and I really with this episode, I wanted let's stick to the 90s on, but it's so hard to not include the foundation and go back to like the Jacksons and the Isley Brothers because baby,
Temptations.
the Temptations, you know what I'm saying? To go back and listen to like that was some shit. Temptations sang with a live band in Detroit. Do you understand that the OJs like that? Like that was so. It was so, and the music hit you so differently. Like whenever Ron Isley sang with his brothers, baby, that was it. Like that was just it. That was legitimately we're going home and we're having sex. Right. Like, come on, right. Like the Gap Band, Charlie Wilson. Like it's just like
the SOS band.
the SOS band, like Earth, Wind and Fire. How many people are sitting and going
sampling their
and doing
songs
it?
and their music?
Exactly. So I feel like the groups that we talked about went back and did their research and they kind of brought that in, and it was a nostalgic feeling, and I thought that was great. So again, as I always say, like with hip hop, what happened? Let's talk about today's pop
What
groups.
happened? I think everybody wants that. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You sure? I think everybody just wanted that individuality. That's why they can't stay in. Look at New Edition. They broke up again. They kicked Johnny Gill out, Rap Trash Band.
They're now BBD.
You know
I seen that
what I'm saying?
episode this morning.
Right, right. They, I
They
mean,
went back
it's
to
like
BBD.
they're together, they're away, they're together, they're away. So many personalities. You can't, you know, you grow and you become an individual. And
Right.
I think the personalities clash. And you
Right.
just want, you know, then you got people in your ear. You know, oh,
Right.
you sound better than him. Oh, you can. Every band you know broke up because somebody wanted to go solo.
But
Period.
we have. I can challenge you and say, with that being said,
Not every.
Boys to Men stayed true to themselves.
They did. And even when old boy Trick that had the cane, they didn't even replace him. They still kept it going.
And even when Wanye left as a solo and came back, what's the other one? The one who had the video, I forget his name.
Sean?
Forgive me. I think Sean
Yeah.
left
They came.
and he came right back. So
They
I mean,
always kept the group.
they always kept the group back. So I mean, that unity is there. But I do agree with you, like individualism.
Bobby Brown.
Individual Bobby Brown came back, right? When Justin Timberlake went solo,
Right.
he then went solo. But then when he was on tour, was it the Future Sex Lux tour?
See?
That he brought him back.
Oh,
NSYNC
yeah,
brought-
yeah,
he
he
brought
did.
him back.
See, I give more love to Backstreet. You guys like only because of none of them had that agenda.
Right. That
We
solo
already
agenda.
knew by Justin Timberlake coming in the group that he was gonna. You already knew
Even
that.
though JC sang
I
better, but Justin was the sex
course.
symbol.
He was definitely doper, but I'm just looking at the controversial part.
Yeah.
The only reason why, hey, people can fuck, you know, beat me up for it, but the only reason why NSYNC exists because Backstreet exists. You know what I mean? And they needed something to compete with that. And
Like I said, Lou Pearlman was a phenomenal man.
they-
He knew what
yeah,
he was
yeah.
doing.
Yeah, you know,
Shout out to
he is.
Lou. How you doing?
But you know, I'm not taking away from, you know, my culture.
Shout out to Lou Pearlman.
But all I'm saying is like when you're looking at longevity and who the agenda and who don't, you know, like what she mentioned, how the Beyonce effect or the Justin Timberlake effect. You know what I mean? Like they single him out. You already know. Like
Right.
once the artist is pushed up to the front, you already know it. I hardly saw that with.
I think
Backstreet.
sometimes managers see the group. Well, I know they do because I talked to a few.
Come on.
Mm.
Come on,
They know
publicist.
who's pulling it in for them.
Uh-huh.
They let it ride for a minute, but their intention is to bring the group together, make that money off of them, and they already know they're going to break up, and they know who they want to single out.
But wait a minute.
Will that be okay?
That's what
That
happened
happened,
with Cisco.
that happened to Cisco with Drew Hill, but Drew, he went back to Drew Hill though.
That's what happened in New Edition. Bobby
That's a
Brown.
new edition, Bobby
Oh.
Brown with since Ralph Transver, I can never say his last name correctly. Transver, it happened with him too. That's what happened
How you gonna
with.
kick the founder of the group? out
Right,
of the group?
exactly.
If it wasn't for Ralph, there would be no New Edition.
Right. Right, but then I mean, again, there are some other groups that, like even with B2K and Omarion
Right.
did really wonderful.
Right.
But I feel like there were some other groups that would never take it there. Like Shy never took it there.
I think there's levels to it.
Man, break up.
Alright, cameras rolling again, guys? Audio's good? Rolling?
Yep, we're all, yeah.
Okay. Continuing backyard?
So yeah, I feel.
Oh,
Sorry, I was excited.
Yeah, I know. Okay, 5, 4.
So to say that the agenda for boy bands is always for the lead or the next to lead to go solo, I don't agree because I feel like there has been boy bands who have stayed authentic to who they were, and they can't exist without the band.
Right.
Like again, it's much mid condition. We never mentioned them.
But then
But Stokely went
that's not
solo.
that's a lead singer, man. Cause I mean,
You can say the same thing about 2020 Tone.
I think
No,
Mid Condition
no.
is more of a band than a boy band.
no.
I mean, boy
Tony,
band. Boy band.
no, Tony, they're boy band and a band all
Right.
together. They all play and they all sing.
Okay.
Right,
Mid
right.
Condition as the lead vocalist.
Okay.
Stokely is the main
Yeah,
one.
he's the man. He's
Because when you
the
look
But
at
they
it,
still remain
they all
them,
don't
though.
really sing,
Right.
but they'll come in on the chorus or
Okay.
Right.
So,
It's yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. Well. Okay. Yeah.
but there are a lot of bands that people just have bad people surrounded around them, like individual management and stuff like that, and it's caused the groups to break up.
And to kind of like kind of go off of
Pick that?
the breaking up part. I
Okay.
feel bands are not like that stardom. Like again,
Right.
it's the stardom. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like the bands that don't break up and don't have that pressure
Yeah.
and stay together
Yeah.
and have that solid familyhood
Okay.
and that brotherhood, because it takes a lot of brotherhood. Like
does take a lot of
Metallica's not a boy band, but they're a rock band. But they would have to go to therapy sessions, like because they would have fights with each other.
Yeah.
Like people don't know. Like sometimes when you going on the road with 2 or 4 dudes, you know what I mean? You going on the road with 4 dudes for the next 6 months, 8 months, cross country. It can get very.
Well,
Day 26.
like
You
they
know what I mean?
Yeah,
26.
they would fight.
Okay.
You know, like you really gotta have someone there who's really keeping everybody sane and over their egos, especially in a boy band.
So, I agree with you. If you haven't noticed about me, I started out in the boy band. It was 4 of us. We called each other Illicit Vice. We started in Atlanta back in 2010. And then after we did what we did in Atlanta, we all decided to move here to Dollar and Dreams 2013, 2014 to make it go. And yes, I can tell you, it is a lot when you have 4 personalities trying to make it within. And no matter how much we learn to harmonize with each other, no matter how much we learn to sing together, there are a lot of outside forces that will try to break you up. There will be producers in your head telling you that A sings better than B. You should just move single. You should just move single. You should just move solo. You should just do that. And yeah, it is a lot. And you do have to have a strong foundation. And what I can say about my brothers back then, shout out to Alex, Sway, and AK, was we had that strong foundation in Atlanta. We were a brotherhood. You know, we were so connected spiritually that we didn't let nobody break us up, break us out. Then we moved to LA, shit changed.
I'm telling you.
And
Did
it
y'all
just
have
like
different management, or did y'all have the same management?
we had when we was in Atlanta, it was management. It was management. We did have management, and he kept us together. His name was Durante. Shout out to Durante. He was our lawyer. He decided to also manage us. When we was out here, we didn't have management because we moved here literally on $1 and a dream. And that when we got here, that's when we got the, oh, you should go solo. Oh, you should do this.
Right.
Oh, you should go that. Oh, you have your brand. I have that brand. Y'all should go leave and come back. And that's when the problem started to play. And, you know, it is an ego trip. You know what I'm saying? Because when, as long as you're telling you can make so much more money than this and that, you don't need them, you don't need them. You can say that, oh, I'm about my brotherhood, but eventually that shit's not to get to you.
Yeah, I mean
And-
that's why I didn't
And
never join.
we prided ourselves, Illicit Vice, I-V4, prided ourselves. We were not going to be like the rest. We were not going to be like that band that, oh, what's a solo act? Like, no, our goal, we made good fucking music, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? And we wanted to involve the fans into that, but it is, again, outside forces that be like,
Right.
nah, we got different things, because people get selfish
Which
and
is
get
why
hungry.
some of the bands have one manager.
Yep.
They don't have each individual manager.
Yep.
But things start getting hairy when, well, I'm gonna have my own management. And
Yep.
I'm gonna have my own management, and then you got management whispering.
That's why I think One Direction.
Right.
Yeah, that's what got into Zayn's end. That's why Zayn left. He did. Even though that's like One Direction started out on a TV show, which is within itself, you know, interesting. But I feel like the management, somebody got in Zayn's ear and created that turmoil and created that big thing. That's why Zayn left the group. And they all knew they were going to be. So they all started out as solo acts, and then they came together. That's how Simon wanted to market them, and they did great. But you know, like that one manager guy in the end caused a whole big fiasco. I will never forget that. And I'm not a One Direction fan, but yeah, like he caused.
Was that bound to happen?
But I don't think it was bound to happen. I mean, I think they would have probably did maybe like 1 or 2 good albums, and then like venture off.
I think we're being nice about the situation. You know what I mean? Like Ninja. It was bound to happen. You know what I mean? Like you could tell from the get go. Like we can't. Like I can't. I'm sorry. I run a podcast show. Even at our shows, my fans know. I love filtering out BS because a lot of artists aren't understanding the way the game works, and I've been very fortunate to be that guy in the background as the drummer for years.
Yeah.
And perform around and perform behind these cats and just watch it. And I'm like, okay, thank God I got this position, because for one, on one end I can get paid for it, and on the other end I see what not to do. Right? And so now, you know what I mean? Now being this, like, I might not be the guy on the poster board, right, on this tour, but I'm literally, I got everything he got or whatever the case may be. and I see what he does, and I say, okay, I won't do that, I won't do that, I won't do that. Oh, I see how that cat is. Oh, damn, he's manipulating this.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So now when they say, all right, Biz, I think it's time for you to do your own thing because you brought so much light to all of this, and now it's time for you to flourish on your own. I hit the pavement running. I knew exactly what not to do. You know what I mean? I know
Right.
who not to talk to.
Right.
I know who talks in your ear. I know the ego trips. You know what I mean? I smell funny business. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you when you've been in it for a while, you know. I mean, think about it. When those cats got split up or whatever, they were young.
They were young.
They were very young.
They were very
Yeah,
young.
they were naive. There were another one where No Jumper, like people were talking about how he'll bring on these young rappers who are very naive and don't even know anything and put off this culture like, you know, we just some wild monkeys running around here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's like what you see with boy bands. Like they're just naive and they get taken advantage of, and it's very, very foul. You know
And
what
I
I
think
mean?
it's, but like I said, sometimes they do it by design. Like Diddy puts a group together because he's going to get certain hits, enough hits off of them, and then he can care less if they stay together or
Right.
what happens.
So I'm
Simon
gonna.
Cowell is another one. He'll put together
Right.
a bunch of boy bands, knowing for sure I'm only going to get a few records out of them, and they're going to become a sensation. And
I'm
eventually,
so happy she said that, guys. So with that being said, but does that make the individual record? You're saying that it's the grand design. Eventually, a solo artist will break out. 112, right? 112 was a phenomenal group. Slim tried to break off.
right.
It wasn't that great.
Right.
Right?
It's never that
It's
great.
never that great. Right. Day 26. Nobody tried to break off because they are a group foundation. 112 is a group foundation. So I feel like why you say it's grand design, I feel like it's very situational because you have some groups they can't survive.
No, it's grand design,
But
I
they
think
can't
it
survive without each
depends
other
on-
though.
I think it depends on the group because it's grand divine and people have people in their ears. Some groups are just strong enough to see it and
Yeah.
say, "No, we're better together."
Yes, amen.
You know,
I
Destiny
agree.
Child didn't want to break up. They did
Next.
not want to break up.
We're gonna talk about that.
They did not want to break up, but Matthew Knowles already knew Beyonce was going to be his star.
Period. That was
That was by design.
That
He knew Destiny Child wasn't going to be this group that was going to last forever.
Okay.
He wanted to get his daughter to shine and have this group. And once the group was liked and Beyonce got on and he developed and worked on her like he wanted to, she became a solo.
Can we say the same thing? Because I'm bringing it back to the boy bands. Can we say the same thing about NSYNC? Because everybody talks about Justin Timberlake.
I
But
think
Justin
he had his
Timberlake
own-
was a star, but he wasn't a
he
star
had his
because.
own agenda.
But you think Justin Timberlake had his own agenda?
You
Because they
can
all
tell,
started out to Mickey
you
Mouse
can tell
Club,
that
right?
from what was the one way there was in a box and
Bye.
you know what I mean? You could tell
Bye.
when I saw
Yeah.
that I was like, oh yeah.
You can tell, yeah.
You can tell.
And
You're like,
then,
oh yeah, he's about to take
instead
off
of
on
them
his
being
own
more
thing.
individual at times, like for instance the Bye 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 video, you have Chris and Joey together, and then you have JC and Lance together, but Justin was alone.
In shots.
I don't know, guys. Y'all pulling the coat here.
Yeah,
just
and
saying,
then he
if
Justin
you look
admitted
at-
himself he hated it because they made him change a certain way to fit in the group, and he didn't like what they did.
Well, you know, he also didn't like his singing voice. He said he hated his singing voice, Justin Timberlake, and had it not been for his vocal coach who told him how to manage it, because he knew he was vocally, he was not the strongest. I think it's kind of the underground truth that JC led that group, right? JC Chave was the best singer in that group, and Justin, what he admitted, he's like, I hated my singing voice. I know I didn't have what JC had, but he had the Mickey Mouse Club behind him, right? He was dating Britney Spears at the time.
I forgot.
He was dating Britney Spears at the time. He had this curly hair, blue eyes, like.
Did he come from the Mickey Mouse Club?
He did.
Yeah,
come from
him
the
and
Mickey
So
Mouse
he
Club.
had that political
JC,
you know what I mean?
Christina Aguilera,
That's a
Britney
political
Spears.
statue.
See what I'm saying? No, because JC was on the Mickey Mouse Club too. That's how they met.
Oh, that's how him and
That's
Justin.
Yeah.
how they met. So we can say that that's funny. We can say that, you know, like it's in the grand design, but I don't feel like it's a grand design. I feel like it is situational. Not everybody, like Backstreet Boys, as they are phenomenal as a group, but solo, I don't see any of them making it. The only person who tried to make it
Let me
solo
tell you
was.
something.
Wasn't it?
I talked to a record exec.
Who?
He's a record
What?
exec. and we were talking about this because there was a singer, I'm not gonna mention his name, who is phenomenal. Started off as a young singer.
Sam.
And they put him in a group purposely just to develop, to get fans, to get people to like. And it was a plan by design to pull him out of that group to make him that a standout artist. Okay. They do it all the time. Okay. You got strong singers and good singers, but they put them together to a branding strategy to get the girls to like them, to get them that visibility, and then you start getting in the ear to break them off to be a solo artist. So a lot of times it's by design.
What was One Direction? Was they all individual contestants?
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
And Simon decided to put these together.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. But that formula never works. And I'm going to talk about this. I'm not saying
it works.
No,
I'm just saying.
But I'm going to talk about this next episode because what a lot of people don't know is that they did the same thing with the singers of En Vogue. We're going to talk about the next time.
Yeah.
Because En Vogue was all lead singers, and they got together. And En Vogue was En Vogue.
Right.
But they all started out as lead singers, right? So I'm not going to talk about that right now. But I will say that when it comes to that formula and getting a bunch of lead singers to sing a group, that's problematic. Because somebody's always going to want to lead the group.
Right. But we can't forget the fact that more boy bands fake the funk than female bands.
I disagree. I disagree.
I'm just saying, with a female band, you can't fake the funk. You either gotta have it, you gotta be on it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't.
I'm gonna save my comments for next week.
I understand that, but then, oh God, this is so, we're getting into females. But
no, right, we're not gonna
do that. But I'm just gonna say
I'm so sorry.
I'm just gonna say this one thing. Total was horrible.
Ooh!
Could not sing.
No, don't say that.
They could not sing in person.
No, you gotta leave Kim and Keisha and Pam alone, okay?
Yeah, they had great singles, but that's why they're not together today. Is because they could not sing
together.
They got booed at the Showtime at Apollo because they were horrible. Did you not see that episode? Go Google it. They were booed. They sound a hot mess together. With their studio. Their studio.
This is a family show. We're not gonna. I rebuke you. I rebuke you. You better leave my tripping girls alone. I love them.
Bring me back for that episode.
They was good. We're gonna bring it back to the goddamn. So okay.
I'm sorry, I digress.
I know. My bad.
So why? So is that? Do you guys think that that's why there's not a lot of boy bands right now? See, because the only boy band that comes to my mind when it comes to groups is BTS.
I think it's partially that, and also you gotta remember what.
BBD just came. No. BBD's together by default because they're New Edition. That's why BBD's together. They are doing some COVID shows. I love it though.
Still together.
Who?
Boys to Men still together.
Boys to Men has always stayed together.
Right.
And they can each go together individually.
Because even though they had beef, the bass singer got sick.
Right, he did.
So,
but collectively, do you think that that's why boy bands are not as efficient as it was in the late 90s and 2000s? Because the only boy bands, again, we have BTS. They consider Ray Sherman boy bands. That's true. We're going to talk about that. They consider Ray Sherman a boy band. Yes, they do.
Interesting.
Yeah, they consider Ray Sherman a big boy band.
It's funny, I was going to mention
B2K's no more.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, Ray Sherman is a boy band. B2K's no more, right? Pretty Ricky's no more.
Because one of them is solo.
Ray Sherman is considered a boy band, yes.
Well, then you might as well say Outkast is a boy band.
Well, no.
Because they kind of like, it's just like...
No. That's a... Migos is a rap group. We talked about that last week.
Super watered down version.
Stop it! Stop! We're gonna praise. We're not gonna bring it down. No, we're gonna bring it back to boy band. So
they're boy band, right?
Ray Sherman is a boy band.
Migos a boy band?
Right. Like they said in Cha Cha Slide, bring it back now, y'all. So is that the reason why there's no boy bands right now? Because remember at the time we had a question. Amen.
I think it's partially that, but also because remember a lot of boy bands or groups, it was mostly R&B and pop. And look where R&B is at.
Oh, that was the episode some time ago.
Dead.
I think. Can you name 5 R&B artists right now?
We talked about that already.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about
Right.
groups.
Chris Brown is one. I'm sorry. Go
Stop.
ahead. I digress. I
Yes.
digress.
But that's what I'm saying. But it was mostly pop and R&B groups.
Okay.
And right now, like where R&B is at, and then with pop, those guys, there's not too many of the BTS.
Because there's literally,
and
BTS is Korean pop.
yeah, it's
You guys
K-pop.
know BTS,
Yeah,
right?
and then look at what One Direction. They're all doing their own individual thing now. And look at what The Wanted is. Where are they?
The Wanted, right? The Wanted. That's a band. Wait, no, we can't call the Wanted.
They're women.
No, that's a
The
rock group.
Wanted, seriously.
No.
They're just like.
If you're gonna call the Wanted a boy band, and we're gonna
I
call
don't know who
Hootie
they
and the
are.
Blowfish a boy band.
Do you know?
You see that face he's giving me right now? I don't even have to look at him.
Chasing the Sun.
They
The
don't come up
Wanted.
as a boy band.
No.
They're
When you
UK.
Google
They're not a boy band. They're a rock band.
They're just
Oh,
like
it's
one.
like
They're like the other example of One Direction.
No.
It was One Direction and The Wanted. Yes. And they're all
JLS is a
sing.
boy band, but JLS broke up.
What?
JLS. JLS. I said JLS is a boy band, but they broke up, but not the Wanted.
So why would you say you consider them what rock?
I consider the Wanted like rock. Yeah.
How is that?
I
They're
alternative.
all
I don't think they're a boy band, even though they're a band. Again, so if we're gonna expand the
I don't
category,
think that
right?
they're rock. Let me see.
They're
The
not.
Wanted-
They're pop.
Oh, child cheese.
It's The
I'm going to
Wanted.
settle this debate.
Yeah.
Ooh, child cheese. Okay, so do we feel like we need to bring boy bands back? Because listen, a harmony like no other.
Harmony Like No Other, I just think it's too big of a gamble now.
Yeah.
It's like too big.
Yeah.
Like there's too much investment that goes into it. Like
A boy
you-
band?
Yeah.
You have to find the actual members. You
Chemistry.
Have to, chemistry. You have to actually make sure the members you find are marketable or have some sort of workable talent. Like the amount of money I feel like that goes into BTS, not only for like their music, all their production, all their videos. Like obviously they make like money with the music, but just that initial investment of like, oh, we're gonna like create this whole image for these guys. I mean, you're literally quadrupling your cost.
Right.
Some shit like.
And they did.
Do you think all those dudes are singing on those records?
Absolutely not.
No.
That's one singer, and the rest of them posting.
I said the
BTS.
same thing.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
There's not.
okay.
Yeah, there's.
like 70 dudes in the band, right?
No, this one's full, but there's other ones that are like.
Okay, so I did
Oh,
Google
no,
it.
those are
Okay.
five
Dom was
BTS.
right. They said it's a British boy band.
British, Irish, boy band. Yeah.
Weird.
I beg
I
to
know,
differ.
right?
I beg to differ. But it's okay. Okay. So why, why is there no American United States? We can only talk about
I think
America.
it just died out.
Yeah.
What you mean it just died out? There's other singers?
No, I think that they're following a trend now.
Right.
Okay.
And it's much more safer to depend on one
And
versus
everybody want to shine
4 or
now.
5.
Everyone wants
Yeah.
to
Hard
K-pop
to
boy
keep a
band.
band
It's not
together.
American.
Yeah.
Unless it's a family band. Shit, the
So
DeBarge.
if that's the case, why is Ray Trump in the band?
I'm telling the DeBarge should come back.
I still don't understand that.
Not the Barge.
Yeah, there was a
I
group
don't
called
understand
DeBarge.
I know there was a group called the Barge. I see the drip, like I see
that?
the elbow grease, like I see that. I see the grease, like I understand that, but not the Barge.
I would say if a boy band needs to succeed now, they need to come from yay high. Like it needs to be like, yeah. Because
Like mindless behavior.
Like
Mindless behavior, yes.
no, Mindless Behavior.
They're not together no more.
They're not now.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, because they got too exposed too quick. You know?
Right.
Yeah, this is true, yeah.
They were way too exposed very quickly, and that threw a lot of. Then what happened? The lead singer.
You gonna leave Prodigy
You
alone.
know what I'm saying?
You gonna leave my ninja Prodigy
he's
alone. He is tight.
Prodigy is super
Prodigy,
dope.
it was all about Prodigy though. I do see that though. It was all about Prodigy.
But don't get me wrong, the group looked good.
They did look good. They did.
But I think a
successful
whole,
tour, too.
I think a group, in order to be very successful nowadays, a boy band needs to come from yay high, and they need to really grow up with each other day in, day out, because they need to get over their egos and
Agreed.
understand the brotherhood, who they are. And that's what breaks up a lot of boy bands, because females get involved in, I want that girl, I want that, immature
I
stuff.
agree.
Yeah,
Immature stuff. It's just immature. Oh, you know what?
They get catty.
And you know you hit that note way better than he did.
Right.
But you come over here,
Why he always singing?
Right, you know what I mean? And,
Why can't I
if you a
Right.
tight
You
knit
get all the
group,
leaves.
if you a tight knit group, that's why I like
I heard
like
it all.
Kevin Hart, kind of, he says man, can't nobody get inside this team.
Say
Right.
yes, you did.
And if you have a tight knit team like that, you know what I mean? That you have to go through
like
things
that
to
example.
build that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't just build that off of a few hit records. You know, y'all gotta be knowing each other for like 15. Coming up through one digits into teens into, you know what I mean?
Well, I think you guys gotta go through the struggle, and I think that's what with my group at IB4 Illicit Advice, like we went through the struggle. You know, when we came here, we were all homeless. You know, we didn't know anybody. We literally hit the ground running, and there were nights where we literally starved, and like that created a brotherhood that I thought could not be touched. So I do agree with you. That brotherhood has to be sacred, and I think that's why Blackstreet, no matter what, you will never see Chauncey John be a single person. Teddy Riley does this shit as a writer, but you will never see Teddy Riley being Teddy Riley. You know what I'm saying? Like, he will always be that. Jagged Edge, you will never see the twins go be solo, and then the other people do what they do. Like, no, like 112, they tried it, but they come right back. Boys to Men, New Edition, like that's that.
So what about Jodeci?
Jodeci's always been the
Well, and they had two brothers in the group. I mean, come on, Casey and JoJo. Like, they had two brothers in the group. Like, I feel like Jodeci is a special case. Like, they like a special case. But even Day 26, you're not going to see them do that. So I do feel like the brotherhood needs to be established there. I would say the intent needs to be clear with everybody from day one. The management team needs to be on par. They need.
Like, probably 1,000 years from now, but they'll never be bands. Like, bands.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, that's like a different argument. Yeah, that's a different argument.
right, you know what I mean? Like, they will last forever. I don't give a damn what happened. You dudes will be set.
Well,
Rolling
they
Stones
break
still
their wrist. They
perform.
can't
Rolling Stones still perform. They're like 70-some years old. All those dudes
Rolling
like
Stones.
Of course, that's, yeah.
You know, and those dudes still
That's not like a
perform. You know what I mean?
school guys.
Aerosmith.
I don't, you know what I mean? And I
Those are like
wish
rock
they
legends,
did.
though. That's like rock legends for sport bands.
Right,
Yeah,
but
that's another
I'm
episode.
not doing that. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, when I look at Temptations, right?
Ooh.
Temptations are the Rolling Stones to me, right? You know what I mean? So why aren't they performing like the Rolling Stones?
Because
selling
they're
out?
all,
Wait.
they're all not there.
Huh?
They're all not there. Temptations are all not there.
Yeah.
They
You don't think all the Rolling Stones is there? They gotta get.
the last is like, no, Otis is still alive,
Yeah, Otis
and
is
Otis
the one that
keeps
keeps it together.
recycling
Right.
the group. Like,
Right.
so Temptations will never know.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
But you got the Rolling Stones will still be. They will actually tour. And there might have like 3 guys still left, and they have a couple other sub guys behind running the big show, and they're coming out performing a few hours, you know, throughout the show. Whatever.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, boy bands to get to that point, I think that's the mecca. Like, we need to get boy bands to that point, to where they're like on the same pedestal as rock bands. I can say the same for female bands. I ain't trying to go there for
I
female
think
groups.
we'll
you know
talk
what I
about that
mean?
next
It's
week.
about boy bands.
Yeah.
You know?
But I think to your point, I think there's a certain brotherhood bond in the Rolling Stones. That needs
That's
to
what
be
I'm
set
saying.
for
All
example.
bands have it.
I think there's a certain level for Led Zeppelin that was connected that
Bon
can't really
Yep.
Bon Jovi, right.
Hot
Again,
Chili
I keep saying
Peppers.
Hootie and the Blowfish, but like there's a certain level with them. There's a certain
Kiss.
brotherhood.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hot Chili Peppers.
Ooh, what you say?
Kiss.
Kiss, yep, absolutely. Even the fucking Village Boys, like there's a certain level. The Beatles, there's a certain level of brotherhood and bond that needs to be established before you walk into it and go into it. And even when you want to talk about, even though Pleasure P did leave Pretty Ricky, Pleasure P went right back, and that's that brotherhood bond. And I think that's
Sometimes they will say to you, hey, I'm gonna go do this, but I'm still a part of it.
I'm gonna come back,
I'm
right?
coming back.
I'm gonna make money for us because technically they're gonna make money for y'all anyway because they're gonna get a cut of that check. Cause
That's another
Because
thing.
that's like Johnny Gill was a solo artist before he even came.
Right. But you see how he upped it New Edition though. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
he
trying
did
to say.
up
He
New
upped
Edition.
New Edition. So
That's something we didn't say too. How like they would say like make that agreement like yo I'm gonna go off and do my thing.
but I always come back.
Right.
Chicken always come back home to roost. Okay.
I think we've about talked the shit out of this fire right now.
So it's time to call it quits. Yep. Any last words? Any last words?
Let's go around. Don't.
Last words about boy
Why are we
band.
starting?
Because you're looking so fresh today.
Right with these cats. You see how with these wet
You got the matching shoes on.
She got this Warren G chain. You see?
I hear you, dude.
Boom.
Whatever.
What up, Dom?
Tell.
Last words with groups. Bring it back.
I miss you, Bruce.
Aww.
Especially R&B.
You don't
I miss it so
like the
much.
dynamite. No.
Please come back. Really?
All right.
Please come back. Backstreet Boys are still up.
Smurfette.
I think that I don't know if I really miss the boy bands, honestly. But
Right.
I'm just thinking about it. Like I don't miss that. And I just don't miss it. You know, I mean, it was a good era, but I just
It was
don't
a
really
good
miss
era.
it. I still think Take 6 is the best out of anybody.
There
So.
she go. All right. Cool.
I mean, yeah, same thing. Like I just.
California, here we come.
I'm with her. Like I don't miss it. Like I think the ideas of boy bands are really fun, but it's just not something that I ever like. Other than NSYNC, like I never really got.
You wasn't saying that about CNC Music Factory a couple of weeks ago.
As a DJ,
Yes.
does anybody request a boy band? Really?
Yes, they request Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, but like that's at like proms and stuff. Like nothing
Right.
like crazy shit. Nothing. Yeah, it's never. I never really get too many requests for
Okay.
requests and shit.
Yeah,
It is.
I'm with you. I don't miss it. I don't think boy bands. I don't really miss the boy band era. I mean, it was great when while I was here. But if I was to give a tip on anybody who has a boy band, they're like, you know what, we'll be the next thing. I would say, look, take 3 of y'all, learn an instrument,
Yes.
and that way you got a bigger band. That
Learn
way,
your vocal
if
instrument.
some of y'all don't feel like singing that night, y'all can just play the instrument. Leave the cocky dude to sing the vocals. You know what I mean? Tell you, it's the it's the best way. It's the best way you can like get past. I mean, it worked out. I've been in so many bands, and I've seen other bands who I've been on tour with, and they all sing are very great singers, but because they all picked up an instrument, you know what I mean? The band has preserved itself that much longer. You know, like, oh, okay, that's a really good
band. They
idea.
all can
I
sing.
think.
Huh?
That's like Prince. His whole band.
Right.
We're not gonna talk.
right,
We're not gonna
exactly.
talk about. That's my father. We're talking about my father.
Yeah,
We're talking good about
But
it.
you know,
right,
that's my
He's
daddy.
the king.
I think I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to agree with Dom. I want to bring the boy bands back because whenever there are trained individuals who know how to use their vocal instrument with forms of harmony, there's nothing like it. Because there's so much a computer or technology can do versus the raw vocal. And I feel like when you have different ingredients make up this arrangement, it's so beautiful. And I feel like if we can get the egos out the way, get to the music. At the bottom line, it's all about the music. And our videographer and guy Robert. So it's all about the project at the end of the day. So it's all about the project. And if we can get out of our personal life, we get out of that life and just come together as personal and 3 guys and sing this harmless tone and sing this song and really make it, I feel like it'll be so beautiful. And it's the element that we're missing. Because it's so much that as a solo artist can do. And it's nothing like having that confidence of having your brother in the studio with you, or having, even in the girl group, about next week, having your sister with you. Like there's just a certain group, and then when you're traveling the world and you're going, it's a type of love that you don't have. Because being a solo artist is lonely on the road.
But we don't
imagine
see that.
your brother, huh?
We don't see that.
We don't see that.
Right.
We don't see that. You're absolutely right. But when and I remember when Omarion did an interview about his life at B2K, and he would always say the times that we was going on tour when we were together, it was the best times of his life.
Because you was good.
It's just like
That's why the camaraderie.
it's right. Touring is rough, bro. Like that shit is tough, bro.
Don't ask me about two. I'll give you an statement like maybe
Next week.
But yourself. Like, matter of fact, I think I might like tour after talking to Bandz.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this. It's phenomenal. Follow us. Cut of the brand.
Dom's Music with a K.
K Fields PR. DJ Trakrunner without the C. Dirty Harvard.
Thanks again, guys, for coming.
Thank you guys for coming to see us. It's been interesting, right? Yes.
See y'all next
Love it.
week.
Yes. See you next week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this drink that I have. This I fixed too.
I'm
So,
all out.
all right, we are out and we.